You know, if you're not willing to stick up for yourself, don't expect anybody else to either. Hey, welcome back to episode 2 of Dump Truck Diaries. This one's going to be all about sticking up for yourself, and sometimes you just have to take a stand. Now, I am a union trucker. I drive a dump truck, usually about 50 to 60 hours a week, and my biggest thing has always been get paid well for what you do. I'm a big proponent of, I have always chased the money. Now, that has worked in my favor and it has worked against my favor. But sometimes you get caught up with a company that does not have your best interest at mind. So this last company that I went to work for, good Lord, can we fix this bridge, please? When I went in for my interview, it seemed great. Went in, nice people. They said, "Hey, we're Christian. We want to promote that Christian atmosphere. We're family." And when I get looking at my check stubs, and I back it up to the time that I put in. So when I say that, I mean when I get in to do my pre-trip, when I go fuel, when I go pick up a load, I want paid for all that time. I want paid from the time that I get in that truck, do my pre-trip, all the way till the time that I turn that truck off at the end of the day. I want paid for that. Well, they weren't paying me for all that. I wasn't getting paid to fuel. And that could take a few minutes, obviously. If you've been to truck stops, you already know what I'm talking about. So it takes time. I wasn't getting paid for that. Then they would have us pick up a load early in the morning, usually about 5:30, to be up at the job site. And if you watched my last video, you'll know where that was. That is about an hour and 10 minutes from the time you get loaded. That's not even including the time in the pit. So time in the pit varies. You could be hour and 15, hour and a half just doing that one load. They only wanted to pay a half hour, 30 minutes to do a load, to do a run that took an hour and 10 minutes drive time from the time I got loaded to the time I dumped. That's insane. And then wanted to call me on the phone because I had questions about it. I'd fill out a ticket and send it in, and the girl would say, "Well, you've got down an hour and 15 minutes on here. We're only paying a half hour." And I'm like, "How is that?" And they're like, "That's what they're paying." I'm like, "That's who's paying?" So I have questions. I'm not one of these, "Oh, okay, thank you very much for only paying me a half hour. Thank you for letting me work here, blah, blah, blah." I'm not that type of guy. I'm asking questions. I'm pushing back on it. So then the owner of the company calls, I don't know, a day later maybe, I don't know. And he says, "I hear you've got an issue with your pay." And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And he says, "Well, what's the problem?" So I mean, he's kind of bucking up on the phone with me. He wasn't overly rude. I mean, he was giving me a chance to speak my mind, but he says, "Well, that's what they're paying us. They're paying us a half hour to go up there. And I'm like, well, he says, if I'm not getting paid, you're not getting paid. Well, no. That's not how this works. If you're not getting paid, you shouldn't be taking the run, period. Because I'm doing this run today. I'm hauling the same material up to the same plant for the same job. Right now, I'm heading back to go get another load. And I'm getting paid the entire time. I'm getting paid to go back to get another load. It's an hour and 15 minutes, one way. You get what I'm saying? I'm getting paid with this company from the time I get to that truck to start doing my pre-trip to the time I shut this truck off. Period. There is no downtime. There is none of that. So I wound up. I wasn't willing to accept that 45 minutes I was getting paid nothing for actually working. I'm in the truck driving, hauling material, and for 45 minutes of that drive I'm not being paid. No, that's not happening. I'm not accepting of the fact that you want me to go and fuel up your truck. Yeah, it's so I can go make money, blah, blah, blah. I'm still working. I'm not fueling for free. Now you over the road guys, sorry, you get paid by the mile. That's how that works. You're fueling for free. Not my fault. That's how you guys operate. That's not how I operate. I'm not getting paid by the mile. I get paid by the hour. And if I'm working, I want to get paid. So it just so happened that actually the day before I had that phone call, I was already on 10 because they had told me that morning that I'm only getting paid a half hour to do that run. I'm like, well, that's just bullshit. You know, I'm not doing that. My old boss happened to call me this is a job from years ago that I had worked, and they're adding more trucks, and he knows I'm a good driver. And he called and wanted to know if I was interested in making a switch. And I'm already like, so I started telling him about what was going on. He goes, oh, no, that's not right. They can't do that. They have to pay you. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So I wound up coming back here to a place where I'm working for good people. I'm being paid what I'm working. If I'm working, I'm being paid. I'm getting paid the same amount as I was with the other company. If my truck breaks down, oh, here's one more thing that they did. My buddy had a tag tire blow up on that job, which is 2.5 hours away from their office. So the dump truck company's office is 2.5 hours away from the job that we were on. Had a tag tire blow, got into the rim, screwed up the rim. They told him to run it the rest of the day like that. Up on a state job, run without your tags, loaded. Now, if you do what I do, that's a no-no. That's what they wanted him to do. And then they didn't want, then they wouldn't even have a tire put on at a shop. There's shops 5 minutes from that job site. I know it because I've done it before. I've been up there before. You don't tell your driver, just drive without tags until we can get the truck 2.5 hours south. Then they wanted him to bring the truck down there to them, not paid, unpaid, didn't want to pay him, didn't pay him, to swap out for another truck, to drive back up. We're not doing that. Another buddy of mine, that I worked with, he had some issues going on with his truck. It was his day off. They wanted him to drive, again, hour and a half, one way, for free, not on the clock. Sit there all day while the mechanic fixes it, and then drive back home for free. A whole day getting that truck fixed for free. No. It's not how this works. It may work. You may be cool with that. That may be how it works for you, and you're okay with it. I'm not. I'm not driving your truck somewhere for free. I'm not doing work for free. I'm not sitting there off the clock while somebody fixes the truck. It's just not going to happen. Again, you over the road guys, sorry about your luck. Me, I'm union. I was never a union guy until this. I would take the union jobs because they paid good, but I was never like, what's the union ever going to do for me? Well, I'll tell you what I did. I filed a freaking grievance on them, and we're going back. We're in the going back and forth stage. You know what I mean? But at this point, it's all about principle. And if you don't stand up, if I don't stand up, if the other guys didn't stand up and say, no, you owe us this time. The union calculated it up, and we were being shorted about 6 to 8 hours per week for different things. No pre-trip, no fueling. The different loads that we were taking, we weren't being paid for. 6 to 8 hours a week. Now, that's almost a damn day of work that is not being paid. That's unacceptable. So what I can say is you got to stick up for yourself. Now, somebody may be mad, they might get their feelings hurt, they might be all upset because I went and filed a grievance. I don't care. You're not driving this truck. You're not the one leaving out at 4:30 in the morning and getting home at 9 p.m. Because that's exactly what I was doing. I was leaving out 4:30 in the morning, not parking that truck until 9 p.m. Sometimes like 9:15. That's a long ass day. I'm out there making a ton of money. So if this company has 50 trucks, and I believe they do, you got 50 trucks. If you're doing that to each one of your drivers, and you're shorting that money, that company is making money hand over fist. And you're getting your drivers to do all the labor for free. Yeah, we're not doing that. So stick up for yourself. This is just one example of having your own back, because nobody else is going to have your back the way you will. So I filed a grievance. I'll let y'all know what happens with it. Like I said, we're still in the going back and forth stage, but companies like that, they need checked. You know, I'm not out to ruin anybody's business. I'm not out to ruin anybody's day, but at this point, just pay me what you owe me. We already went our separate ways, and that's it. But you want to sit here and fight it, and hopefully what this accomplishes is they will be forced to start paying their other drivers all the time that they are in that truck. You got to pay me for that. You got to pay those guys all the time that they're working in their trucks. If that truck's moving, they should be getting paid. And that's where I'm at with it. Just pay me. I don't work for free. Nobody else should either. That's not how this works. Y'all have a good day. Let me know down in the comments if you think I'm right, if you think I'm wrong. Let me know if you've had similar situations. Give me a like, give me a thumbs down. I don't care, one of the two. Like it, dislike it. I don't care. Don't let me know that you were here and that you watched it. And if you do like this, I'll be ranting about all kinds of stupid stuff here. So consider giving me a subscribe, give me a like, give me a comment, whatever. Y'all have a good one. I'm going to get back to driving here, making this money, going down the road. Yay, Teamsters. Let's go.